It's not what you did, son, that angers me so. It's who you did it to.
Who? The fucking nobody?
That fucking nobody is John Wick.
Well, I guess it's that time again. Time to lose some subscribers with a controversial take. Many of my viewers are located in Australia. In fact, it's the second largest group of viewers that I have. First, obviously, here being in the United States, then Australia, then UK, followed by the rest of the wonderful world. Over the weekend, there was an enraging news story that came out that I just have to talk about. Many of you know that I am a pet collector. I have two German Shepherd puppies named Huck and Ruby. One is 11 months, the other is 5 months. Before that, many of you saw me cry like a blubbering fool about losing Indy on this channel, my best friend of 14 years. I also have 3 cats and 2 rescue cats, a total of 5 cats, but I'll continue to refer to them as 3 cats plus 2 rescues, even though the rescues, or fosters, I mean, have been with me for 2 years now. I like pets. I'm building most of the decisions in the home that I'm moving into in spring were decided around my pets. Okay, I don't have kids. I have pets. You can call it pathetic. I don't care. It's what I have. And so I have a lot of love to give, and so I give it to them. Many of my viewers reach out with this story, and it is appalling and simply I don't know, a perfect encapsulation of when like fear-driven decision-making goes too far. And because of the nature of the topic of this video, I'm going to briefly mention, because I already know what this video is not going to be favored, is please share it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. And I have a sponsor for VPN. VPN protects your data. It keeps big tech from reselling it. It also allows you to view region lock content. If you don't have VPN yet, the one I use is private internet access. They have a massive discount that expires soon. So after you watch this video, if you don't have VPN, please consider supporting the channel and protecting yourself by getting private internet access using my link. Australian rescue dogs ended, we're just going to say, over coof restrictions. They had their lives snuffed out in a wholly inhumane way. A group of dogs that was set to be sent to a rescue were instead dispatched by local officials. Not like euthanized in a proper way either. Just some monster carried this out. This was apparently done in order to prevent shelter volunteers from traveling and potentially spreading the coof. So if I'm understanding this right, they didn't want anyone to come save these dogs, so instead they just killed them. At some point, people have to live their lives, okay? And no, I'm not going to say that when you have to make a tough decision that you should, put a human life at risk for an animal's, although I probably would if it were my life. I don't expect others to have that warped sense of, value. A watchdog group, the Office of Local Government, said it was informed by the Berkshire Council that the dogs had received lead injections, we'll call them. The incident occurred in an attempt to prevent volunteers from another area from traveling. So these monsters were like, yo, we don't want people coming here to save these dogs, so we're just going to kill them. Because they're so afraid of the coof. In a statement obtained by the news outlet, a spokesperson for the Office of Local Government said the OLG had been informed that the council decided to take this course of action to protect its employees and community, including vulnerable Aboriginal populations, from the risk of transmission. A Sydney Morning Herald also reports that a source familiar with the arrangement says the shelter already had safety measures in place, that the workers at the shelter are reportedly distressed over the incident. Distressed? They should be outraged. Local animal rights groups have called for an urgent investigation, with one stating that it had totally rejected the council's justifications. Of course, Australia dealing with current protests and public unrest in response to renewed lockdowns. By the way, if you think things are bad in the United States in terms of, infringing on people's freedoms, look at Australia. Australia is an authoritarian wasteland where people have to get permits to go to work, where people aren't allowed to even have a beer outside without removing their face coverings. I just don't understand. I mean, I wish I didn't understand where you can get to a situation where you're like, yeah, this actually makes sense. Instead of rescuing these animals and taking any risk from people who are willingly able to travel, we're just going to end their lives. What kind of monster approved this? There is being smart and, distancing and staying, healthy and protecting yourself. And then there's whatever the heck this is. Former Warrior Center, you mean Milwaukee Buck, Andrew Bogut goes on long rant against the lockdowns. Australia is enforcing a controversial new lockdown in response to the new variant, and the lockdown has spawned mass protests. You're talking about a country where they have like one death. It says, last year, 3 or 4 months into this, I got a message from somebody. I'm not going to say who it was or where it came from. I got offered money to put out a public service announcement for you everyday plebs to stay home, Bogut said. It would read something like, hi, I'm Andrew Bogut, former NBA washed-up athlete, former Olympian, whatever you want to call it. It's your duty to stay home and do the right thing for the community. I've got money in my bank account. I'm good. I'm fine. I can fill up my fridge with food. I've got cars. I can even somewhat get to different parts of the world if I really wanted to. But you stay home. Do the right thing for your community. We're all in this together. I refuse to do that, S. And I was offered money for it. I don't need the money. You're right. I was offered money for it, and I refused to do it. Bogut went on to claim that celebrities who are promoting these lockdowns are being paid, and others who want to speak out on it are being muzzled, but did not provide any specific examples. Well, Bogut did spend a lot of time here in the United States. This is what happens when you disarm your citizens, too. I guess what they say is, like, once you take the pew-pews out of the arms of everyday citizens, only the criminals will have them. And that's certainly what it seems like here, to me. That's what it seems like here. Obviously, I can't do anything about this, but I have friends IRL who are from Australia. Obviously, many of you know I've collaborated and hung out with, got to know Sydney Watson over the past couple of years. Well, really over the last year. She's from Australia. I do a podcast with Bering, who lives in Australia. I have a main line to everything that's going on there. I don't have any problem with people that want to stay home by choice or want, extra things in place to protect themselves. I don't want to go down this road of getting the poke, but I think we can all agree that ending the lives of rescue animals because you don't want anyone to be tempted to adopt them is insanity. It's absolutely criminal. I can't even, like, when I first saw this article over the weekend, I wanted to cry. Because my heart bleeds for my Australian viewers, because I know what you're going through, because you tell me. I get your Facebook messages, I get your emails, I talk to people that live there, and this is just a monstrous thing to have happened. And I don't care if some people feel like, man, maybe you shouldn't have put this on this channel. I don't care. It's disgusting. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe, though. And by the way, don't forget to check out the sponsor, Private Internet Access, because without them, I wouldn't have the ability to cover topics like this and not take a direct financial hit. So they give me the power to cover things that are important to me, and this absolutely is. Whoever authorized this should be locked up for life. I know that's probably not a reasonable charge, but that's how I feel. Spread the news. There's protections, and then there's insanity authoritarianism. And that's exactly what Australia is going through right now.